These days, everybody wants to know how far they hit the golf ball. What's the spin rate? What's the dispersion like? Whether it's just to simply improve the golf or to get fitted for new clubs. Now, launch monitors have become so much more popular because of this. You see it out on tour. Almost every single tour player has a launch monitor now when they practice. There's massive plus sides, but also with some of them, there's big downsides. Now, I use this, and you would have seen it in loads of my videos, GC Quad. It's unbelievably accurate. I trust it fully, but the downside, it's tremendously expensive. You're looking at about £20,000 for one of these. Another device I've used quite a lot recently is this, and these are becoming much more popular. This is the Garmin launch monitor, the G80. Handheld, again, gives you loads of great data, but you've really got to be a hardcore golf enthusiast to go out and buy one of these. And price-wise, compared to a GC Quad, these are a lot cheaper. You can pick up one of these now for about £400. Now, what we're starting to see a lot more of is launch monitors on smartphones. So in today's video, I'm going to download a mobile launch monitor. Now, I saw this on my good friend Simon Smith's YouTube channel, SAS Golf. Go and check out the channel. I'll put a link down below. I saw that video and thought, you know what, I need to test this myself. So let's get on the golf course, let's download the app and see how a free launch monitor app is and how it compares potentially to the big launch monitors that I use every single day. So I've come out onto the golf course and I went onto the App Store. I searched golf launch monitors. There's actually quite a lot of choice, but I've gone with what seems to be the most popular one, which is this one, Shotvision. I've downloaded it. It's a free to download, but it looks like there's going to be a paid option too. So I want to test the free version first before we go into any paid versions. I've gone through the instruction. It looks fairly simple to set up. It almost sits kind of slightly behind you, a foot away, 4 foot away, and 2 foot to the side. So let's set that up. And I think I'm gonna start off with hitting some wedges, hitting some 7-irons, and then moving into drivers, see how it compares to potentially what I would expect to see from numbers. And also I might throw in GC Quad and get a bit of a comparison. What's difficult for me is understanding how to quantify the level of success for a free launch monitor. Because if it's wrong, then it's wrong, and that's not great. But it depends on how wrong it is. For example, let's say I'm trying to hit a 100-yard golf shot. Let's say Shotvision was coming out at 95, 95, 95. Well, that's okay, because at least I know roughly I can add on 5 yards. Where it might go wrong is if, let's say, it goes 95 yards, 115, 75 yards, 100 yards. When the right is too much, that's when for me it is a complete and utter flop. So let's set it up, let's hit some shots and see how I get on. Okay, I've set it up and I might have seen a slight hiccup already. The free version only gives you ball speed, club head speed, launch angle, spin rate. You've got to pay for the carry, distance and total distance. So let's go free version first so we can get club head speed and ball speed, and then we'll pay to get some carry distances. So I'm going to start off with hitting full shots with my sand wedge. These are the numbers on GC Quad I'd normally expect to see. Let's see how the free app compares. Okay, first shot didn't pick up. I'm not sure if that's my fault or whether it's the app. It's still on, it's still giving me the green light saying it's good. Let's try another one. I heard something. I tell you what, they're not bad. 82 ball speed, 75 club head speed, yes. Launch angle 40 degrees, yes. Spin rate a little bit on the high side. It's saying 13,000 RPM, which is very high for that shot. I didn't even get that audio. There's a almost quite robotic voice that spits out after it. Again, very similar numbers to the last shot. The only thing I'm seeing is the spin rate is just a fraction high. I'm gonna hit 7-iron next. I'm only gonna hit 2 of these. These are numbers I normally expect to see with GC Quad. Let's see what this free app does. I'm only gonna hit 2 because I'm excited to pay for the carry distances. The one thing I've got concerns about so far is if the spin rate is so high, that you would imagine would affect the carry distance. But I have to splash some cash to find that out. Let's hit a couple of 7-irons and see how it does first. Wow, very, very impressive. Club head speed, exactly what I'd expect to see. Ball speed exactly the same. Spin rate, pretty good. I hit it a little bit thin, so launch is a little bit low, but all in all, very impressed. How does this do it even just on a smartphone? Like, all it is, it's a camera. So far on the free option, I'm pretty impressed with what it's giving me. But let's be honest, nobody just wants ball speed and spin rate. You want distance, certainly when you're looking to a launch monitor. And to unlock that on this app, you've got to pay. Now, I've just looked into how you pay for this. It's £41 a year, or you can just pay monthly, £7 a month. Okay, this is going to be a real test. I'm going to hit driver. GC Quad is set up, which again, £20,000 machine. Trust it thoroughly, versus the phone with a £7 paid app on it. Now, going back to that point I made earlier about how can I measure the success of this app? Well, I think if it gets within 7 yards of carry distance with my driver, that is success. I think any different to that, that's when it starts to become less relevant. Okay, first shot with the driver.
256.6 yards carry.
So that's saying 256 yards carry, which is shorter than what I'd normally expect. GC Quad is giving me 276, which is what I'm more used to seeing. Ball speed looks very similar. Club head speed just a little bit different. But we're looking at there, I mean, that's 20 yards shorter than GC Quad. Not a great start for the carry. Okay, first shot might have been a little blip. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's go again.
.9 yards carry.
Well, that was close. I didn't hit that one as well. It was only 3 yards out that time. I actually carried it 264. It wasn't my best shot. Spun up a little bit. On here, 260.9. Ball speed very similar. Club head speed very similar. Ah, that doesn't seem like it's picked it up. No, that is a non-reader.
275.9 yards carry.
Wow. Come have a look at these numbers. So just looking at those two numbers stacked up on top of each other, there are differences. For example, club head speed. On this it's saying 114, on GC Quad it's saying 108. That's probably more what I'm like about 108. Carry distance on that is saying 275.9. Carry distance on here, 274. So it's like 2 yards away. Spin rate is measuring a little bit high on it on here, and ball speed has been measuring a bit high on it on here. It's not perfect, but it's close. I just don't know if it's close enough. So I've just finished up smashing a load of drivers. How did the app do? Well, it did, in parts, not bad. Sometimes when I hit it, the ball speed, the club head speeds were fairly accurate. And every now and again, the carry distance was very accurate. However, it wasn't always the case. Certainly when I was testing it against my GC Quad, which again, I trust so much that machine because it's so accurate, the app failed in the test. Sometimes it was 30 yards longer, sometimes it was 20 yards shorter. And for me, that difference is just way too big. So would I recommend an app on your phone for launch monitor? At the moment, no. Regardless of the price, even though it was only £7, you can't get any reliable numbers, and that's the big thing. I'm excited to see the day when this becomes the launch monitor, when the technology and the software is good enough for this to be so reliable that we see it out on tour in fittings in all different golf scenarios. But at the moment, it's not quite there. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned, lots more to come, and we'll see you next time.